Preempt, we recognize you. Thank you so much, distinguished judges of the 9th MOOT inter-university competitions. I recognize all of you, the students that have really put in a lot of effort, a lot of time in, preparing submissions and, understanding the problems, the back and forth, the coordinators of universities. It's been a journey. This topic is going to be a very interesting one. I won't delve into so much, but just to tell you that the MOOT competitions are really meant to bring the principles of law into actual practice. And just to wish you all the very best as you deliberate. Keep calm, keep smart, and smile.
Without wasting any time, I'm going to request Esther. Esther Daffa is a program officer in the Strategic Litigation Department at SEHAT, and she's going to brief us about the MOOT.
Yeah, so we want to thank you as SEHAT for first of all even accepting to participate in this 9th annual national MOOT, and we don't take it for granted. I'd like to clarify to the students, especially the MOOTers, that you're going to be graded individually, but also as a university. So there's a score sheet, but that score sheet has not names. It has 2 individuals who are going to be graded. So as you make your case, please bear in mind that they're going to grade you as an individual, but also as a university. Actually, we are in the High Court of Uganda. You are appearing before a panel of a single judge for both the first and second preliminary rounds. And then when we get into the semi-final, you will appear before a court of appeal, which is going to be a panel of 3 justices.
The case before this honorable court is about Ariana Kamisha. Her story is the story of many young girls who suffer rape and are forced to go home from school. And this honorable court has the task to dispense justice for the girl child and uphold the rights of pregnant girls in schools. If it may please this honorable court, I yield the floor to my co-counsel, Eka Mugisha.
Proceed. Much obliged, my lord. My name is Mugisha Eko, as earlier introduced. I'll be addressing this honorable court on issue 3, issue 4, and issue 5, and I'll be making the prayers for the applicant. My lord, in the desperate measures for Ariana Kamisha to get rid of her pregnancy, she could not access safe abortion services from any healthy center. She resorted to any conventional methods of aborting, and she suffered complications.
May it please this honorable court, from the matter of court record, Counsel Jemba Jonathan, Attorney General. My lord, I beg to proceed to a statement of jurisdiction of this honorable court.
I think they have a point, but sometimes they don't have a point, but they have argued well. They are prepared.
Yes, so at this moment, I would like to invite the Program Manager for Strategic Litigation, Dorothy Amron.
This morning, I'm truly humbled to be standing in front of all of you, smartly dressed. You all look vibrant. That means that the day is going to go well, right? Allow me to recognize our distinguished judges of the day. You're very welcome right at that table, not to bias and not to preempt. We recognize you. Thank you so much, our distinguished judges of the 9th MOOT inter-university competitions. I recognize all of We are back in court. Let's respect the space.
Court reconvenes. Welcome back from the break. And it shall now take a few minutes. Each one of their own making some observations, some comments, and some remarks. And after that, they will take it to the next stage, which we will be appropriately announced. We shall begin with the civil auditing, Justice One. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. I want to say in this manner that my lords, and the participants, we listen to advocates every day. They come and speak their English, and we pay attention. And I want to tell you that 50% of them do not prepare the way you people have prepared today. So all of you are thoroughly read, you understood what you were reading, because there is a reading without understanding. I've seen people, he reads, but he does not understand. But you understood what you are reading in such a manner that even when my brother here wanted to run away from his bad case, he knew how to run away. Only that. You see? Hey, but that is not how we were awarding marks. We are not awarding marks because your case is weak. We are awarding marks because you are practicing advocacy and doing it properly, conceding where you know you can't go. Conceding saves the costs of litigation. If you know you are going to lose, whether you do it, concede, and you save costs of your client and your time for other cases. And when you finish cases and move on, you do a turnover. People have just been doing economics in senior 6. The more cases you will do, the more money you will be paid as a practitioner. And conceding is not because you are weak. It is because you are strong. The weak don't concede. They will say, we leave it to you, to court. So I want to say that you did a very good preparation. Nobody would believe that you are not practitioners of 5 years. Nobody. If he came in and found you talking, he would believe you've been doing this type of thing for many years. You knew the sections. You knew the implication of not applying those sections. You even knew what the Attorney General does when he has no money. He says, we don't have money for this type of thing. So we are grateful. We thank you for having come. In as far your etiquette was good, and you are all attired for the job. I want to wish you, when you go back, you continue polishing. Me, I did it for 38 years, so for me it is, I can just talk. So you go back, you polish, you go into the job. The job that you are going into calls for honest people. That's why the people say the lawyers are liars. Even this, you find these fellows on social media referring to us as crooks, as what. So but this is a noble profession, and we are praying that when you eventually come out, you maintain it as a noble profession. Prosecute people where you are convinced have committed offenses. Don't prosecute because you want somebody in the coolers. No. If the person has no offense, withdraw. Similarly, if your client wants to plead bargain, allow him to plead bargain. It saves time. It gives him a shorter sentence. It then even leaves room for the judges and magistrates to do some other work. When it comes to civil procedure, you'll be expected to use the civil procedure rules for purposes of forwarding a case, not for purposes of delaying a case, because now we have people who file cases strictly just to stop things from moving. So don't. I think I will not go beyond that. We are running out of time. I again congratulate all of you for your submissions. I also congratulate all your colleagues, because I know you didn't work alone. They must have participated in this. And in our type of job, there is nobody like he's last, I am first, because tomorrow you get a different case. You become last and it becomes first. So, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, my Lord, and thank you, everybody. Councils and the support team behind you who fed you with information and helped you to prepare for this. Thank you for a job well done. You showed confidence, you showed knowledge, in-depth research, national and international, and that is really good as you prepare to go into the field. As young lawyers, you have some big duty on your shoulders, and I'm not the one putting it on you. It is the society expecting you to change things around, changing the image of the lawyers, the image in the judiciary. You know corruption is everywhere. As young lawyers, you are still untainted, and I would urge you to keep that image going into the field. You are still, intellectually astute. The bandwidth is still, big. I encourage you to widen it, further studies, more research, so that you come on top of your job when you finally go into whatever field you are interested in going into. Otherwise, we appreciate the preparation, we appreciate the confidence that you exhibited, we appreciate your presence here and the opportunity you gave us to interact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Council who submitted and the teams that assisted you. This is an extremely important exercise, and as much as possible, all sources, allowances, and the other circumstances permitting, we should do MOOTs as many as possible and as often as possible. It is here in the experiences we get from here that will be shaping our legal profession in the future. So, thank you for taking this exercise very, very seriously. it has happened that all of us here have chosen the legal profession. It's not a question of just mere choice once you come to the legal profession. It's a question of commitment. And the personality has to change. Justice is about fairness. Justice is about truth. And that is what we must be. The moment you choose to be part and parcel of the legal profession, those are the aspects that must shape your life, your everyday activity. And when we appear in a case, it is not to hide the truth. When we appear in the case, whatever side we represent, the ultimate aim is to enable the court presiding over the case in which we are appearing to come to the truth and to do justice to the parties to that case. Let us take that as the main principle of the general law is the appellate court will do a retrial, as it were. That's the main duty. It will look, analyze, re-evaluate the evidence that is on record. Second, third appeals, questions of law. These are very important because in this matter, and I expected the counsel for the respondent to stand up and say, no, this memorandum of appeal, the appeal is misconceived. It is against matters of law and fact. It ought to have been matters of law only. And in spite of all what you have gone through, you will find that the justices can say, yes, this appeal is wrongly before us, and it is dismissed or struck out. Let us be extremely conscious as lawyers. What do we take to court? Have we followed the procedure? Have we followed the law? And so on and so forth. So that we avoid those situations where, as counsel, actually, you may not be able to face your client. Everything has been done. Expenses have been incurred, and the matter is thrown out just on a technicality like that. Let us be conscious of that. The other matter is that when we come to court, let us avoid being vague. you will see in quite a number of the documents, particularly in the those that began the trial, talking of article so and such and such aspect should be declared to be contrary to article so and so of the Constitution. And then you have a vague phrase, archaic laws, or other international laws. What is an archaic law that you want to be declared unconstitutional? You see, a declaration is more or less a legislation by the courts of law, because what is declared unconstitutional ceases to have effect. And therefore, when we are drawing up the particular aspects that we are requesting the Constitutional Court or any court of law to rule on, let us be specific and let us come out with the exact terms. Then council have and I'm sure the teams that prepare submissions. Thank you very much for the international laws that you have come up with, the international treaties and so on and so forth. But let us also, before going to the international laws, what are the laws, the local laws? Before relying on an international decision or a decision of the House of Lords or the Supreme Court of South Africa and all that, is there a local decision in Uganda? If it is there, let us first have that and then bring in the outside decisions to supplement, to enforce, and or to enlarge, or to redefine what the local decision or authority is on a particular aspect. So local, then East Africa, then Africa, then international. Let us not jump the queue and always rely on other decisions from other jurisdictions without putting enough stress on our local decisions. That's the only way we can build and enlarge and improve local jurisprudence. Our jurisprudence can only grow on decisions made by our courts. And it should be there for those decisions that should, upon which we should base our arguments and then enforce them or give them more authority by referring to the outside decisions. Lastly, an aspect was made by one of the councils in the submissions about the question of legal aid. You have come to the legal profession. The majority of the society cannot afford to pay legal fees. and they look upon you. The question of legal aid. Please let us go out, do legal aid to the ordinary Ugandans, particularly in the rural areas. Let it be our first commitment. Because, and this is having a bearing even on the governance of the country. We in Uganda should stop being indolent. And we are indolent because we don't demand our rights. And we don't demand our rights because of legal ignorance. So when the ordinary person there on his or her piece of land is ordered, get out. This land is now ours. And this person just goes. We have gone there in uniforms and so on and so forth. Instead of saying, no, this is my land, and you have no right to send me away from there, we just say, oh, these people came in uniform and so on and all that. And then we run and even hide away. This is happening in our everyday lives. And it is we, members of the legal profession. Go and tell those people. You don't need to open up a clinic. No, a legal clinic. But let us give elementary information, elementary knowledge about the rights of the ordinary people. What they must do if their rights are being violated. Just to tell somebody who has lost someone that is your estate, the estate of the deceased in problem, please go and get to the office of the Administrator General. Whether a representative of the Administrator General in the district or somewhere, that can solve a lot of things. Because the people there don't know. And because they don't know, they look to us. And it is our duty, we who have chosen the legal profession, to come to the rescue of the ordinary people. So let us go out as we qualify as lawyers, but even before we qualify as lawyers, let us go out and assist the ordinary people with legal knowledge so that people can protect and resist violations of their rights. Thank you very much for this exercise, and please, we look forward to seeing you as leading lawyers of our country. May God bless you.
Thank you, and mine will be few. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure sitting here listening to articulate, well-organized, and well-presented submissions. I want to thank all the partners who partnered together to make this MOOT possible, Selhard and all the others. Listening to you and being able to appreciate your deliberations. Now, I would want to say this, that this whole costume drama that you see up here is really meant to help new lawyer practice in one of the common countries. such as Uganda. And in our courts, we normally don't wear wigs because it's kind of hot, and you could see what was going on here. But we gave you the whole decorum so that you know. Thank you. And you are privileged, and this you should thank SEHOD for, to have real judges, real judicial officers. This never happened in my time, and my time was about 29, almost 30 years ago. It never happened, so you are privileged. You must count yourself really lucky. And I must say, like I think my colleagues have said, you are brilliant. Your appreciation of international law is up there. I was taking notes. I think you did really well. This whole idea of creating alternative facts, I know some heads of state from some developed countries like having alternative facts, but the courts don't appreciate alternative facts. If the factual basis of a case is concluded, it's good to have common ground. And I think you are a generation we are hoping will revive the old law, where we appreciate that there are areas of commonality and we don't need to go back to that. So we expect that you will grow up with values. I saw that in your discussions. I saw the Attorney General trying to emphasize values. And I know that there's a side to this discussion, probably haven't very much, but it's a side of norms and values of a particular society. And in this case, it was a state of Uganda. Yes. And you can see that the value-based discussion could have actually tipped this, and maybe it did at the Court of Appeal. And that's how we get here, right? But again, the fact line of this case was really strong and compelling. And I think that is why the failure to appreciate facts by the Court of Appeal led to a mixed law and fact. If you read the cases of Bogere, those cases that versus Republic, most of them are a re-evaluation of the matters that were decided on the Court of Appeal by the Supreme Court because of failure to appreciate. Right. We thank you for sticking to your positions. Of course, we guided that where the position is untenable, you can concede. But at the same time, we thank you that you stood your ground, whichever ground you had. I was really impressed with that. You stood your ground. And we also thank you for being advocates and real voices for the voiceless. We could almost see this Mama Mboga. We could almost feel her pain even when we are at the Supreme Court. The fact line came through. And yes, although the Supreme Court really does only law, but the fact line came through, and that thanks to the good advocacy for the indigent. Thank you. And as we finish, let me finish by saying that I hope that you take away from this the fact that this is not just about winning. I think all of you are winners here. This is about knowing that you're doing a service to the people, but most of all, a service to God. And I do hope, therefore, that you will take the higher ground always, even at the risk of having to tell your client this is the right way to go. And I hope that you will find that when you do service and work humbly with God, then you really can do justice for the people that, whichever religion you come from, and I know you come from various ones, it is always important to help the indigent. Always important. If you do that, I can assure you, you will have reached the heart of the Most High God. And I would really want to emphasize that you can't run away from that. And when you see people losing their self, they make so much money, but they've lost who they are. is because they lost the original cause. The cause for the poor, the cause for the widow, the cause for the vulnerable. Thank you, Sehud, for doing that. Thank you, lawyers, for doing that today. You are going to be brilliant lawyers. I happen to work, by the way, up to now, I don't know which universities you're from. I don't. And I'm looking forward to hearing. I work with I do some mentoring almost with a certain university. And one of the things I've seen is that whenever their students do this kind of moots, it's hard to get them being common lawyers. They normally go very far. So I'm looking at a brilliant group which is going to take us another mile. And the whole of you who participated in this one way or the other, I know you are going to make this country a much better and much more professional and much more normative country, and the richness of the law will be felt. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you, my lords. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. After all you have listened to from all these four people, certainly there is very little I can add. But let me say a few things. At least I should appreciate. I would like to appreciate the manner in which these moots were organized from the trial level, second appeal, up the last appeal. It has done a fantastic job. It has exposed the students to all stages of trial. Thank you very much. As to the students, as my sister said, up to now, I don't know whether you belong to one university or different university and which university they may be. But at least one thing that I appreciate, the standards are high. I've been, in my life, a trial courtroom lawyer almost all my life, since 1983 until yesterday when I retired from the bench. So I can tell what you're going through, but at least I appreciate you have got a great team. The only way to succeed in practice, whether in public service or private service, you must have teamwork. You must do what we call pre-trial or pre-courtroom trial of your own cases. Test your own cases before you go to the court. You know whether you're carrying substance or non-substance. But also, I appreciate one thing, the general side, that's the respondent. Many times, you are under duty to defend positions which sometimes are not supported by the law and the evidence. Yes, it's not because you are dishonest that you do that, but it's because you want to give all sides of the coin so that finally what the court decides is the ultimate justice in the case. In other words, we call it not leaving any stone unturned. So never be shy, Mr. Mugisha, to make an argument, even when you know perhaps you're not supported by many authorities of the other courts. But also good, when you are submitting and citing authorities, learn how to differentiate some of the decision. One paragraph in a ruling of a judge may not cover it all. The judge may have been over one aspect of the case, while others may be different. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know at what level you are. Today you're a big team, tomorrow you'll be on your own. This is an opportunity for you to be able to cite good colleagues you may want to work with in the future. Don't take it for granted. Tomorrow you may find you don't even have anybody to consult to give you an authority or another, or if given a desk on where to sit and work from. So start mentoring yourselves now. In practice, Many times, especially when you get out of school, my advice is that before you get where to work, because it's going to be very difficult, all right? Sometimes put on your suit or put on your jacket, whatever it is, go and sit in a courtroom, especially where proceedings are going on. But try to listen to where you find a good lawyer is submitting. Learning does not end. Learning does not end. So keep the career going, and all the best is what we wish you. Thank you very much.
Know the point. Sorry?
So the students, it's the moment to announce the result.
Oh.
Yes, so then after that we'll go into the closing ceremony for awarding certificates and all.
Okay, go to that point where we are going to disclose. And this is an interesting case because we are not going to deliver judgment. We are only going to disclose certain facts that have arisen. So I would like to invite the chairperson to come and do that.
Thank you, Justice. It is now time as we go and consider what has been submitted before us, and in respect of which a lot of work, a lot of expertise has been shown. And since we can't sit over this aspect for long, to await the final judgment to be delivered, we shall now proceed to that aspect. We had 4 counsel, 2 for the appellants, and 2 for the respondents. Their lordships have very, very carefully considered the submissions, the amount of work that has been put there, and the way the submissions have been presented. And they have found that the performance has been 70% and above. We have Council Mugisha Echo with 70%. Council Miriam Lawoko with 70.4%. Council Melissa Ankunda Muhumuza with 75.4%. and Council Amos Mombere with 80.2%. It is my honor to present to you our best oralist in this exercise, Council Amos Mombere. Now, the winning teams, the respondents have 70.2%, and the appellants have 77.8%. So it is the team of the appellants that is the winning team. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Justices, for taking on this mantle with one heart, body, and mind. You could really tell that you are passionate about these issues, but most importantly, the young advocates here, even as the old, in terms of bettering ourselves and making sure that we go out to the world as genuine persons full of integrity, ready to be friends of court. So we don't take this for granted. Thank you so much. Our next in our program is going to be the award ceremony. Your Lordships, and we seek your indulgence that you partake in this ceremony of awarding. And I will call on the head of the panel of the justices to do the main role of the awards, if that is okay, and the rest of the justices can accompany by choice. We had thought that this would happen right below here, so if that is okay, we could just move quick and then organize ourselves. So very well done, teams. We okay? Congratulations. I think we're all winners and we're all learners and we'll be better each year, right? Okay. So, yeah. So let's get ready for the award ceremony. We'll recognize the best teams. We'll recognize all those that took part, the MOOTers, and then we'll finally look at the justices with appreciation in form of certificates too. Allow me at this juncture to hand over to Ms. Nur Nachibuka Musisi, the Deputy Executive Director of Programs, to align the team that is responsible for awarding these respective certificates and other goodies. Nur, take over.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. We appreciate your lordships for the job well done. We also appreciate the teams that have really made the day. The lordships have indicated that they're not aware which universities are here. So allow me indicate that before you are teams from Makerere University and Cavendish University. But to also indicate that we had other universities participate. This process has been on since March, and yesterday we had the best two come up. So if you say that the best team has got 77.8, that is Makerere University, and the first runner-up is Cavendish University. So you'll allow me call on the executive director to support me in this process as we award. And we'll start with awarding the best university with a trophy. It would be nice that the team from Makere gets here to receive your award, please. Yes, kindly to the chair. Please, feel free to receive your trophy. But Makere has so many other people. They're not, we don't. Please take your time and take a photo. All right, and because we had the team present before us, we'll allow the other two that did not present before the judges to go back. So we'll then give medals to those two, and these will be gold medals to that. You're supposed to receive this kindly. So that's why we asked that the team is supported. So it will be good that the other team supports the trophy. But yes, thank you. So the trophies will be given to you. Sorry, the medals. You need a photo. Stand aside then. Take it. We congratulate you, Team Makere University, for emerging the winner of this 9th MOOT. Feel free to stand for a photo. Edie. Great. So remember the debate has been between two universities. So our first runner-up, the team from Cavendish University, and they'll receive a shield for the job well done. Shall we support this team, please? We congratulate you, team. And because, again, we had two people that, of course, we know it's been a team, but there are those two that stood before the justices of the court. So we'll receive our silver medals, and please proceed to get recognized, each of you. And take your time and take a photo. Because if you don't take it now, then when? Congratulations, dear team. Please take your time and take a photo. Congratulations. Allow me also indicate to the team that while their lordships were providing feedback, they actually indicated to us that we had a best orarist. Shall we have the best orarist in front? And because, please take a handshake, and because SEHAD opts or has always stood out to ensure that young lawyers are actually given an opportunity to learn, I hereby announce that we are giving him a placement for internship for 3 months. I think it's effective next year, so the HR team will communicate to you. But also because we didn't know who would emerge as the best orarist, we did not print a certificate. So you have a certificate back home at office. You also have a placement for internship. So, Your Lordships, this team has not worked alone. As an institution, we could only speak to the universities through coordinators. So please accept that you go through a session of awarding the coordinators that have been here to coordinate the team, to look out for them, to spend the sleepless nights as a team. So we have several certificates, and I'll be reading out one by one. I'm not sure which university, but Eric Habu, kindly, you let us know which team you coordinated. UPU, Uganda Pentecostal University. We appreciate your time. Please take your photo. Feel free to take a photo. Wilberforce Bwambale from UCU Kampala. Uganda Christian University, Kampala. Bukomba Ronald Dennis from IUIU Mbale. IUIU Mbale. Yes. Justice Ocheng.
Which one is this?
Kampala International University. Yes. Beth, Makerere University. Makerere University. Makerere. Nachirai Fatuma, which university? KIU? IU, Kampala campus. She's taking a photo. Airanga Godfrey from Cavendish University. Please keep around here for group photo. Patrick Murungi Ngasira, International University of East Africa. Patrick, sometime. Patrick? I'm sure Patrick also took on the internship placement. I think he emerged at the best oral at some time. I'm not sure if he has a representative. Please. Nandal Brian, which university? Which university? Uganda Pentecostal University. Please, coordinators, keep around for a group photo with the judges. And lastly, His Worship Alex Baguma from Kumba University. Coordinators, with your certificates, can we kindly take a group photo with the judges? Let's manage time a little. Please do it quick. Kindly them. Do it quick. So, Your Lordships, as this happens, allow me also indicate that behind the teams you saw here, we have several other students that we need to recognize for the job well done. I'm very certain that they participated in drafting the pleadings, in reading the facts and conceptualizing them, in also giving support to this team. And it's quite important that we also appreciate this particular moment. The team done. And kindly, can we have Samantha Bethel? I'm not going to say which university, but Samantha Bethel. And there's no particular order. Samantha? So these are the teams that supported the teams that were before you here. Asimwe Lillian. at the end of the session, at the end of this awarding session. So allow me invite Charles and the Executive Director to kindly award our dear Lordships for the day, for the work and the job well done. I'm very certain that they have been able to guide us a lot. I looked at demeanor, court decorum. There's been a lot of knowledge from them. I should say that I've learned a lot again from them. So it's just fair that we award them. And my role will be to just read the name, and I will hand over to the Executive Director and Charles to do that job. Please, camera person, these moments are really necessary. So we'll take our time on this, yeah? So I want to appreciate Honorable Justice David Wangutusi. Honorable Lady Justice Margaret Sibulia. Honorable Retired Justice Remy Kasule. We really appreciate and the lead of our team. Honorable Lady Justice Catherine Bangemereye. And Honorable Retired Justice Wilson. I must say that we are extremely humbled, and we know what it means to leave the whole premises to give us time. We're more than humbled. So shall I ask the Sehad team to kindly come over and have a photo moment with the justices of the court. Sehad team. Team, I am really appreciating the team because they've been behind all this. They even spent the sleepless nights that we spent to organize this. We really appreciate. Thank you so much, and allow me to invite the Executive Director of the Center for Health, Human Rights and Development to give us the closing remarks. And before she comes, I think it's just fair that their lordships are released from here, so they would really take their seats as she gives the remarks. Thank you so much.
Honorable Justices, the coordinators, the students, my fellow colleagues from STAHAT, our partners from UNESCO, the media, and all of you here. I want to thank you very, very much, Honorable Justices. I want to appreciate you on behalf of STAHAT and the country at large, because I really think this work is not for just us in this room. It is for this nation, and it is for the people of this nation. At SEHAD, we are so re-energized by your commitment, by the nurturing that you have demonstrated, the knowledge, the call on the young people, the young lawyers, to put the people first. We totally agree with you at SEHAD that we should put the people first. The money can follow us, but the people should come first. When you put people first, actually the money will follow you, because people will know you're the person who does the work that is for people. So I want to just leave us with that strong message that yes, you can get money, but also you have to think about the legacy. What will people know you by when they have to remember you in this nation? What will be your contribution? So I really, really want to thank you, Honorable Justices, for emphasizing that message to the young ones. And I think our country needs that message echoed and re-echoed and re-echoed all the time. And I hope that this will get us somewhere. This will change the current practices that we think are not practices that we should be engaged in as professionals, specifically caring professionals. I happen to be a social worker. I happen to be a public health specialist. And of course, you cannot separate social work. You can't separate social work, public health, and the law. Those three, and of course, medicine and nursing. All those are caring professions. You can never separate them. So this country has all these many professions that are meant to be caring professions, that are meant to advocate for those who cannot speak, that are meant to mediate for those who need the mediation. But we still have persistent challenges, specifically the most vulnerable people of our country. I want to sincerely thank you, our Honorable Justices, for cultivating that message in the people here. I hope that when we call upon you in other forums to cultivate the same messages, and when these universities come to you to go and cultivate the same messages, that you'll be able to do that. The lawyers, the young lawyers, thank you for being the people who chose to be part of this. I'm sure by now you know that you made the right decisions. The coordinators, we thank you for supporting the lawyers, the students. And we thank you, the media, for being here with us. I definitely think each one of us, whatever we are, we have a role to play in advancing social justice in health in our country. We have to do the little that you can do. There is nothing little. I normally like saying that if you want to know how, you can never think you're small, you can never think your contribution is little, and the example is when you go to bed with a mosquito. Yeah, I hope you're getting the message, that you can never think that a mosquito can make you sick, can make you go to hospital, can make you spend money, but it actually will if you go to bed with it. So I want to end with that message, that every contribution you make to social justice in this country, specifically looking at those that are most vulnerable, can never be underestimated as a small thing. It impacts on the lives of people. So thank you so much once again, my team that has put this together. Thank you so much. We are a team of about 52 staff, so the ones you've seen here are not the only ones that have worked towards this. So I thank you and those that are not here with us. I thank our donors once again, the Embassy of Sweden. They believe in social justice in health. I thank UNESCO. We are in this together. They are advancing the rights of children and young people. And the media, you can change so much in this country, and we rely on you to change this country together. We rely on you to impact lives together. Thank you so much again, and I wish us a great day, and I would like us to invite you to lunch. And do we have a group photo together near the pool? Are we having one? Is that okay, Honorable Justices? Thank you. We thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fatia, for closing up with that quote of the mosquito. You can never underestimate anything, however small it is. I think that's the lesson today. So at this juncture, we'll have a group photo. That is, if we move quick. I know that the right to food has been violated over and over. It's already 3 o'clock. And you've been patient, but I also know the energies could be low. But it would be a historic picture to have all of you participants in one picture with our honorable justices that have been the judges of the 9th MOOT in that picture, right? Let's move. They're moving. Teams, can we move? Let's get out of the room right now in the interest of time. Let's organize ourselves so that when the justices move out, it's a quick snap. The communications team, organize the teams, communications. Members, your valuables are safe. Please leave your valuables in here. Do not worry about them. Okay. So how do you add John?